G-Dub-Dub, it's Mr. Simmons with video number 3. This time we are going to show you how to lay out a cube. A cube is essentially a three-dimensional thing made out of lots of squares on the sides. Notice it has 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 and 6 sides. That is a cube. So you're going to get this big piece of paper. It's 24 inches by 18 inches. And if I look at, this is another layout for a cube, I can definitely make something bigger than this with this piece of paper. This one, each side is about 4 inches, right? These are all 4 inches. I think we can get away with 5. But we need 1, 2, 3, 4. Plus we also need this really important glue line here. That's where we put the hot glue, and that's where the machine at the factory would actually put glue on your cereal box. So we're going to make a cube. If I've got 24 inches and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, if I do them 5 inches a piece, 4 times 5 is 20, so I could definitely fit that in here plus having a glue line. So let's do that. Once again, I have this measuring device, a yardstick here. I'm keeping some fingers on it, plus my palm is on the paper. If I have several fingers, then I can't really mess with this too much, but I'm also looking straight down on stuff, and I have the edge at 0 right there. So I'm going to measure 5 inches, and then I'm going to measure 10, and another 5 would be 15, and another 5 would be 20, and I'm going to leave, I don't know, I'll leave an inch right here for my glue line. So these are my measurements, 5, 10, 15, 20, and I'm going to come down and make those same measurements down here. Again, I'm standing up. Do not try to do this sitting down. 5 inches, 10 inches, 15, 20, and 21 for my glue line. So I've got these measurements, and my job now is basically to make this line, right? But I'm going to go across the whole paper. So I'm going to take this yardstick, I'm going to have it kind of centered in here. I'm going to put my hand down here with my fingers here between these two, and I'm going to sneak up on these guys. And if I hold it here in the middle, when I start drawing, it's not going to move this thing and mess up my line. Also, I want you to hold on with just 2 fingers. So you do a nice light line. You're not pushing too hard. You're not going to push this out of the way when you do that. But you got to have these here. If I was holding this up here like this, and I started to do my line, watch what happens to the yardstick. Ooh, see how it moved? And now my line is all curved and everything. So I definitely want to hold this in the middle between those 2 dots to make a nice light line. See how off that was right there? Okay, so I'm going to do this really quickly. For the rest, this will tell me, this will be the measurements for basically the height of my box. I also, of course, and here's my last one at 21 inches. My fingers are here between these 2, nice and light. Boom. So now I have side, 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 and the glue flap. Now these are 5 inches, so that means also that's these lines, but my tops and bottoms also have to be 5 inches because it's a cube. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to measure the other way, right? And I'm going to measure 5, and then I'm going to measure 10, and I'm going to measure 15, right? And that way I will get 5, 10, and 15, even though this is small. I'm going to do the same thing down here. Don't put them close to your other lines. 5, 10, 15. And now I'm circling these just because in case I've made some other marks on the paper with my pencil inadvertently, now I know which ones are which. So now I can come here between these 2. Again, I'm standing up and I'm looking right down over the top. 2 fingers on the pencil, nice and light. Ooh, I bumped into my finger, so I have a little bump there. And then these guys right here, again, I'm holding it down. My weight is on top of this, pushing it down so I don't mess up too badly. And you want to go back and check, make sure your line is straight, but also make sure it goes through the marks that you made. Okay, so now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, right? I don't need any of this stuff, right? And I don't need any of that or any of this, right? Or this thing right here. Here's my glue line. I'm going to write glue line on it. so that I don't cut it off, because it's super important. And now I got to do some cuts. But if I look here, if I look at a real cereal box like this one, you notice that these flaps are actually, they're not quite square. They're kind of tapered in a little bit, and so are these. I'm just going to taper the every other flap. So yeah, these are tapered here. I cut them like kind of on an angle. These ones I kept square because those are going to be the top. So if I do that, did I do this correctly? Yes. So these are flaps, so I can actually do this. This I can kind of eyeball, but this stuff right here I can get rid of, because this will be my top and my bottom. So every other one. Obviously you guys can pause this video. Whoops. Ooh, did you see the mistake I just made?
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that, people. Bad mistake. Okay. If I did that, this is the line I'm supposed to go to, not that line right there. So that's not okay. I did the same thing right here. This should go all the way down to there. And this one should go all the way down to there. All the way down to there. And this one's going to go like this. Alright, so now I can cut all this stuff out. Whoops, my bad. From here to there, and from here to there. And this is stuff I can just cut out like that. And so this one isn't that important. Make sure you're going to the correct line though. The paper I gave you has lines on it, but those will disappear pretty much when you do your decoration, do your drawing and stuff. That's pretty funny. There we go. We'll take this. Whoa, whoa, almost went too far. Careful, Mr. Simmons. Take your time. Yeah. Do not rush. And be careful with your cutting. Get some decent scissors. Don't use kid scissors, oh my gosh. Unless you have a little brother or sister.
The squiggly ones?
Yeah, those ones are not. So I'm going to cut this down here like this. And it should go right down to there. Oops. Bingo. And come over like this. Is that right? Yep. It is complicated with the...
This part doesn't need to be there.
Right, the glue line does. So I can just cut it like this.
The glue line only has to be for the middle one.
Oh, for the middle one, that's true. So that one needs to go here. Thank you, camera person. And it's a good thing. You gotta have smart camera people, you guys. I don't know where this camera person came from, but alright. So we're getting there. Obviously, I'm just going to cut this all the way across here. As careful as I can be. Okay. You can see it's starting to shape up. It's starting to look like it's supposed to. Alright, all the way down to... Why is this taking longer than the other one? Bingo. Folks, I know it's really exciting to watch me cutting things. There's, I could sell this. If you want to buy a VHS or beta tape of this, just send $9.95 to 1812 Southwest Myrtle Street, 98106, and $3 for shipping and handling. And you too can have an awesome video of Mr. Simmons cutting things. Okay, I'm pretty close. Nice.
Yay.
Yeah? Okay, so now is the part where you have to fold. Okay? And the folding is usually done sitting down. Okay? Basically what we need to do is we need to fold along the lines that we drew here. So what I'm going to do is actually flip it over, and then I'm going to kind of get down low, and I'm going to start folding this, but I'm looking for my line, and there, right there is my pencil line. So I'm going to kind of get down there and just, I'm not going to squish it yet until I'm pretty sure that I'm actually on the line. It looks like I am, right? So I'm going to fold that there. And then I'm going to fold the next one. Of course, that should line up with this fold right here. Again, I'm looking for that pencil line right there. And I'm finding it. And I'm folding really carefully. I've done this several hundred times, you guys, so I'm, of course, pretty good at it. But this will be your first time. I mean, it won't be your first time folding something, but you do have to fold it accurately. We're going to go to the other side and do the same thing. Whoa, totally missed. I was going to fold on one of the other lines. Make sure you're folding on your line, not on one of the lines that's already on the paper. So I'm folding all these guys. I'm looking, I'm kind of down low. I'm looking at where my line is. And it's a good thing I circled my dots, my places, because that helps me recognize where the fold is. Okay, so when you folded all these, they should be pretty well folded. Like one of these shouldn't be bigger than the other, right? They shouldn't be sticking out. They should be lined up. So we did all those folds. Now we have to do these lines, the 4 lines here. I'm going to turn it over again. I'm going to sneak up on that glue line. And there, I've done that. Then I'm going to fold this right here. And actually, once you get to this point, it kind of wants to fold right there. Since you have these slits here already, the paper's like, hey, that feels like a good place to fold. And I'm folding this one. Bingo. And then I'm going to come around and do the last one, like so. Again, I'm looking for my line right there. And there we go. So all this stuff inside here, this is the inside of your box. This is going to be the outside of your box. I'm flipping it over. I'm going to fold everything the other way, which is pretty easy because I already folded it one way. Do the same thing with these guys. For all these flaps, like so. And I'll do that, and that one, and that one, and that one. And so now, what happens is, you start to go like this. And then we start to go like this. And these guys are going to be inside. Those are the flaps that you'll never see. And then this thing, this glue line right here, I'm going to fold that back the other way. This, if you had hot glue, you'd put hot glue right on there. And then you'd put this one on top and you'd hold it there just for a second. And then there is your cube. Okay? And so what you want to do is then you want to open it up and think about, okay, what's the front going to be? My front actually wants to be, ouch, just smashed my knee. My front wants to be the one that's not near the glue line. So I'm going to make this my front. I'm just going to put a little F there, and that means this is my back, right? And you can do it with it all put together. Like that might be a really good way to do it, so that you can actually see what the front is. But the whole key here is that the front, whatever it is, should have a piece of paper, like, I don't know how to explain it, but the front has no openings. Like if I had this be the front, then I would have this opening here, and I don't want that to happen. So when I open it up, there's my front, there's my back, and also this is going to be my top, and this is going to be my bottom. Because when I put it together, these guys aren't going to show, and I want my front to kind of be part of the same piece of paper. If I did it the other way, then I'd have this showing on the front, and I don't want to do that. So what you might want to do is do this and say, okay, no one's ever going to see this, or this, or this, or this, or this, or this. They will see the top and the bottom. And this is for my glue. And so that is the design and layout for a cube, which is also known as a rectangular prism, but a very special one. I love you guys like prisms. You just, light shines through you, and you just bring so much joy to my life. See you later.